Welcome to my channel. My name is Shoshana, and I just kind of want to do a personal sharing and talk a little bit about what is happening in my life and um, the perspective that I am looking at it. First of all, I want to say that again and again and again, I come back to these times that we are living in are extraordinary, and we are privileged to be alive in these times. And I truly believe that we chose to come in during these times, even though we knew that there would be difficulties, because we are living in time of magnificent change. Everything now, the world is running faster, or humanity within the world is running faster than it ever has. The we are, as humanity, as the human being, we are jumping forward leaps and bounds. The amount of information that is available to us and the amount of opportunities that are available to us are more than has ever been. Um, as a collective, I'm speaking. Um, the amount of technology and knowledge and capability of moving around the earth, and the amount of opportunities that are open to us, and the way that the whole entire existence now is changing. We are at that time of massive change. We can see that the old world is collapsing, old ways of thinking, old bulky mechanisms, or the way that humanity, like humanity was built kind of on a faulty structure. And so now it's crashing down, and there's new that is arising from within, and all of the different prophecies spoke of this time. So it is a magnificent time to be alive. And in addition to that, you can just feel the magnitude of the energies that are moving across the planet now. When you are in tune and in touch, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can feel those the massive energetic movement now. And you can see it in the big picture. Like, you can see governments collapsing, and war, and natural disaster, and earthquakes, and global warming, and extinction happening, and um, governments falling. And you can see the movement on the big scale of humanity, but you can also kind of feel it in your own individual life. You can feel that there are movements and changes happening. And in my own personal life, right now, I am in the process of moving. So it's kind of taking up my time. So I also, and a lot of my energy. And I think up until yesterday, I was still kind of, it's to move is something that is a little bit hectic, and it came on to me kind of, and it was a almost instantaneous decision that came to me because of a few different there's a few different reasons why I decided. But there was like this point where it was just like, I'm moving, boom. The next day, I let my landlord know. I started packing. I started collecting boxes. It was almost like an instantaneous, those decisions that you make that are just in an instant, and it's like something in you clicks, and there's a change, and there's no going back from that moment. And I still don't know where I'm going to, but I am packing, and I let my landlord know that I'm leaving at the end of this month. I already took pictures yesterday. I got the house all situated to where I could take pictures of it today, so that I can put a notice up. And today I'm intensely packing. So really going through things, getting rid of things. It's a time of change. And up until yesterday, it's just been a few days since I made the decision. But I had like this overwhelming feeling of dread. Like, where am I going to go? I don't know where exactly I'm going to go, but I know that I can't stay here anymore. something in me that just was like, there's no going back. It's instantaneously. And had to let my children know. And in the beginning, it was started feeling like a weight was on me. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to manage this? It's so intense. And then I started looking at it from a different perspective, and I'm starting to get really excited about it. Even excited about that I don't know exactly where I'm going. I have a storage space set up to move everything that I want to keep into a storage space. And my children, the ones that are still at home, they have their father's house and they have my parents' house, which my parents live very close. And I kind of feel like there's always been something in me that has wanted to have a time of just nothingness and complete freedom. And I feel like this is the opportunity. It's come. This is it. And I'm starting to get really excited about having a month or two of just being, of just going for maybe camping part of the time, and staying with my parents part of the time, or just traveling part of the time, and really just winging it and letting myself off the hook. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling really excited about it. All options are open, and it has given me this feeling, if at first I was feeling this insecurity of where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I know that I have to pack this up and move on, and there's various different reasons for it. Nothing too dramatic, but there's various reasons for it, and I started seeing that it's all, like I've said before and like I've known before, but this is a opportunity to actually see it in play, that it is all in your perspective. It is all in how you decide to take things and to see things and to perceive things. And there was a real change point between yesterday and today, and I feel this really, really light. Whereas some people could look at it and say, "Oh, what are you going to do? Where are you going to be? You have nowhere to be." And for me, it feels like all of a sudden I have this point in my life that I don't have that constant, it's been for years and years and years and years and years, this constant pressure every month of having to hold a household and keep a place, and all of a sudden I feel what it feels like to be kind of free, and to allow the universe to guide me, to allow God to guide me, or to allow myself to be guided to where I need to be, rather than trying to force things, or rather than trying to be the one that says how everything has to work out. So since yesterday, I've kind of been following my nose, and there's certain things that I want to do before I get out, before the end of the month. For instance, I want to make sure to get enough merchandise in my Amazon account where it can hold for a couple of months at least. And there's writing. I've been writing, and I want to finish some of my writing before I leave. I'm going to be setting up an office at my parents' house, just my computer, an office, just my computer and printer, so that I can come and do some work if I need to do some work, and really just go out and be free. And something in me has just been kind of, something in me feels like this, just completely let go. I woke up this morning, I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and started writing, and I got something that I really wanted to get done within a couple of hours. What I find is that for some reason, when you wake up in the middle of the night, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, that I'm far more concentrated than I am during sun hours. For some reason, it must be because everybody is asleep and the energy, because I'm very sensitive to energy, and also the sun's not out, so there's also that energy. I think it's because everything is sleeping, then I can go inward and inwardly focus. So I kind of use the night to be writing, and there's this sense of let go ness that I is kind of new to me. I get up in the morning and there's no pressure. There's it's kind of, I allow myself to follow my nose. And today I've also been listening to some podcasts and packing while I'm doing that, and kind of emptying off things and cleaning things. And I painted some things that I wanted painted. And I feel this, it's like a new feeling. And I feel like this was what humanity without the pressure was meant to feel, to get up in the morning and just kind of follow your nose, and your nose leads you to what needs to be done naturally. And today it seems like I've gotten more done than I typically get done in a few days. And there's no pressure and no standing around holding my head, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, because the pressure is removed. So in the next, I don't know, the rest of this month at least, so I'll be coming in and making videos when I feel the inspiration to share, when I feel something that comes up that wants to be shared, because typically that's how I do videos. I have like this something comes up and wants to be discussed or shared. And so I'm just going to let it roam. I'm going to be kind of busy packing and getting everything here situated. It should go pretty quick. Since I moved into this place, I've downsized a few times, and I've gotten to a place where I'm fairly minimalistic, even though I've already seen that I have accumulated since I've been here also some stuff. But I'm getting rid again of things. And what I decided to do this time is simply take what I want, the things that I want, I'm going to take, and the rest I'm just going to throw. I'm going to downsize my kitchen again. I don't need as many pots and pans as I have. You know, 1 or 2 good skillets is plenty, and a couple of good pots, and maybe a good camping cooking pot. And I'm just going to gather bare necessity of things that I will want to use in the next month or two, and have those things gathered as minimalistic as possible, as much that will fit into my trunk of my car, so that I can actually enjoy the freedom. And those are my plans. What's going to be, I don't know. We'll see. What'll be will be. But right now, this is where I am leaning towards. And I'm pretty excited about it. I feel like I'm ready for a new chapter. It's been feeling for a while like something's been cooking, and that change is coming, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And I knew that something in my life was going to have to give. It seems like every time I come to a place where in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I'm a little bit bored. Like there's not enough movement in my life. It seems like something very dramatic and big come in and help me along. And that's also another thing, because I've been feeling for quite a while that I didn't want to stay here for much longer. But because it was comfortable, I didn't make the change, or because change was difficult. And it feels like sometimes the universe or God, if you don't make the right decision, if you have a calling to do something, and you procrastinate around it, and you don't quite do it in a timely fashion, then something will come in that will force you to move, force you to make a movement, force you towards a new project, force you towards a change. And that's kind of what I feel like happened here. Um, I feel like the things that have come to be. I was helping my friend move his apartment in the last couple of weeks, and kind of got already in that state of moving. And I started seeing how it's doable to move, and and then there were some other things, a sequence of events that I could not have imagined, and it's all working out for my highest good. I can see that. And I was thinking to myself, I was worried about finding a new place and time by the time I want to move. And and then I realized that all of my life I've kind of yearned for a time of just being off the hook, of kind of traveling around or being on some kind of adventure. And this is the best time, to do it. This is actually, it's actually at hand. And I'm starting to get really, really excited about experiencing that and seeing what that is about, and having that experience in my life. Because if I don't do it now, who knows if I will ever be presented again with an opportunity like this to do it, where I'm packing up my entire house in any case. Everything, I have a storage set up where I can put everything. And so when am I ever going, if until now, an opportunity like this, well, maybe it presented itself, but I wasn't ready for it, um, or it wasn't right for me. I always had little kids at home. Now my kids are the youngest is 16, so it's not so young. And so I feel like this is the opportunity to do that while I still have those dreams and aspirations. And so I just kind of wanted to come in and share and kind of show where I'm at, and show that when you stay flexible, change is just that. It's change. It keeps your life interesting. It keeps you alive. It keeps options opening up, because who knows what's going to be. I'm moving from a state of being static. I feel like for quite a while my life has been kind of static, and I'm ready for new opportunities and new options, and to try different things, and to meet new people, and to get out of my comfort zone, and to get out of this area in general, go to different areas and meet different people, try different things. And so I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for that. So I just wanted to come in and share, because lately I've kind of not been making that many videos, because I've been going through all sorts of things in my life. And as I've shared before, when you're going through it, you can't be above it and go through it at the same time. So when you're going through it, you have to be in the experience. And a lot of times when I am actually going through the different things in my life, I don't yet have that sum. I haven't summed it up yet and gotten those higher understandings in order to share. So you have to kind of go through it to be able to come out the other side, and to come to those conclusions and understandings in order to share them. So I'm kind of in the run of it now, and I'm doing well. There's ups and downs. There's, of course, the days that if you ask me, I'd be like, but in general, I even in those days when I'm anymore, I recognize that is for my higher good, and that is expanding me and getting me out of my comfort zone, and I am growing from it. And so I can already recognize that even when I'm going through it, from when I'm going through it, it doesn't feel that great. And so, but more and more and more and more over the years, with the perspective that I have, I'm more and more sitting in that place of just complete awe and gratitude. And every morning I do meditation, and then prayer and my connection to source has become so strong that it is just with me throughout the day, a inseparable part of my life experience. And so I'm in so much gratitude, and I'm in so much gratitude for all of you who are with me and sharing this experience with me and allowing me to share, and it just makes it meaningful. And so, we are co-creators of all of this. And so I'm in appreciation to all of you as well. And so I'm sending you guys so much love. If you would, if you're interested in organize, I have a whole catalog on my website, including this one. Or if you are interested in meeting with me one-on-one and getting some kind of perspective, just to look at what you're going through. I have a natural ability to see patterns and to see archetypes and relationship dynamics, and just kind of a light look at things. So if you would like to meet with me one-on-one to kind of get a little bit of perspective or to look at what you're going through and some help in perceiving it, then my contact information is in my website, and I would be happy to. That is actually one of the things that I love doing the most. I was even thinking on maybe doing a live session. I would love to hear in the comments what you think about that. I was even thinking on maybe doing a live session where if any of you want to ask questions that I can answer live, kind of help you through whatever it is, whatever questions you guys have or what you're going through. If you would like to do, if you're interested in that, then let me know in the comments so that I can think about that in the next coming weeks and see when I can schedule something like that. Or if you have any individual questions, things that are coming up in your life that you would just like to ask and like me to comment on it in a video. I love getting things like that I can make a video about, or subjects that you're wondering on, or any kind of questions that you would like my take on. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for being here, and I will keep you updated.